What is going on, guys? Nico back here with another Madden video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over my team of the week predictions for week 5. We had some insane games yesterday, some really good performances. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button. Comment down below what videos you guys want to see, and turn the bell on so you get notified whenever I upload a video. Make sure to check out yesterday's video going over my new and improved team, and let's get right into this. Alright guys, I'm going to go over the offensive set pieces, the ones I have written down here. The first one I have is Totw right here. He's the rookie wide receiver for the New York Giants. They did lose, but he had 10 catches for 189 yards. He also had 7 rushing yards, so he did over 190 yards from scrimmage in his best game of his career so far in the 5 weeks he's played. The Giants couldn't get rolling, but he could. He was really the only bright spot on the offense. I think Totw could get one. Next guy, Mike Williams. I think he could get a +1 yeah. No, never mind. I think he can get a +1 in his power. He had those 2 deep bomb touchdowns that Justin Herbert just delivered beautifully on. He had 8 catches, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, an insane game, an insane win over the Cleveland Browns. And he just looks like one of the best receivers in football, and he's doing it week in, week out. So Mike Williams there, I think he could get one. Nick Chubb, I think he could also get a +1 in his power. We come down here. He's right here. He had 21 attempts, 161 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown. And then Davante Adams here. I think this one's a lock. I'm just throwing out names, but I think that Davante Adams could easily get the 81 or 82 overall, whatever they decide, and get a +1. I think he should. He had 11 catches for 206 yards and 1 touchdown. He had just a crazy game against Cincinnati in that win where they should have just won in regular game time, but again, they had 5 missed field goals in their game, so that was bad. Jamar Chase here, another receiver. Both number 1 receivers of those teams just balled out that game. Jamar Chase had 6 catches, 159 yards, 1 touchdown. I think he could possibly get it. And the last guy is Antonio Brown. He is not on here, but if we come over here to the scores right here, and I scroll to the Buccaneers, Antonio Brown had 7 catches, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 17 and basically a half yards per catch. He just had an incredible day. In Tom Brady's MVP performance, he was the star from the receivers. Him and Mike Edwards. Godwin was quiet, but he had a couple drops there. So those are the guys on offense. Let's get into the defense. All right, guys. For the defensive set pieces, I only have 4 names written down. I only thought that 4 guys really had good enough performances. First one is going to be Micah Hyde from last night. He had a pick 6 and 2 tackles. Again, I said it in my other team of the week video. EA likes giving players that got pick 6s in the week cards, which they do deserve. Even though Micah Hyde's pick 6 just fell into his hands. Obviously, it fell off of Tyreek Hill's, Tyreek Hill dropped it, so Micah Hyde took advantage. And then the next guy is Anthony Brown. He also had a pick 6 and 2 tackles. Basically the same stat line there for Micah Hyde and Anthony Brown. Then we go over up 1 to Everson Griffin. He had an insane week last week. He easily could have got it, and then he comes up big in the Vikings win this week. He had 2 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. I'm pretty sure they did recover the fumble, and I just think he deserves one for his performance last week and this week. So Griffin, 2 sacks, forced fumble. I think he gets it. And then the last guy isn't on this list over here, but he did have a pretty good game. It was really hard to find defensive players this week, but we come over here to the Washington football team. Chase Young, he is down here because of the tackles. Obviously, there's a guy like Holcomb who had a pick. Deron Payne had a sack, but Chase Young had 1 tackle, 2 assists, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. It doesn't show the forced fumble here, but he did have one, and they did recover that one. So those are the defensive players: Chase Young, Everson Griffin, Anthony Brown, and Micah Hyde. Those are the players. I think let's get into the LTDs. All right, guys, getting into these LTDs here, I have 4 names written down. The first one is going to be Darius Slay from 2016 in the Lions when he had 3 tackles and an interception. He was the player of the week defensively that week, so I'm going to put Darius Slay here as the first option, and then I'll come back over here to Pro Football Reference. We'll go actually back a week here to A.J. Green right here. A.J. Green had 7 catches, 189 yards, and 1 touchdown in a Bengals win over Buffalo, which is pretty crazy there. He had a very, very, very good week. And then coming back over to here to 2019, we have Brandon Graham. He had 4 tackles and 3 sacks in the Eagles win over the Jets, 31-6. He just played really well. 3 sacks, obviously, is definitely deserving. And I'm trying to pick out names that could possibly get him. So like AJ Green could, Slay and Graham all could. They all easily could. And then the last guy I have is Will Fuller from 2019 as well. He had 14 catches for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, Will Fuller's not that big of a name, and he's already gotten upgraded this year, but that stat line is incredible. 14 catches, 217 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It's like a Calvin Johnson stat line right there. I don't see him getting it because he's not really that big of a name, and he already's gotten upgraded this year, but that is a crazy, crazy week. I do actually see Brandon Graham getting it. I mean, it could be AJ Green, but Brandon Graham is like not that big of a name to where he could get the LTD. Now, the only thing that I think the only reason he might not get it is because we just got a defensive end in Cameron Hayward last week. That's really the only reason he won't get it, but I do think it'd be Brandon Graham. Let's get into the player of the week. All right, guys. Now, coming here, I have 2 guys for the player of the week. The first one is going to be Justin Herbert. He had 400 yards from scrimmage, and he had 5 total touchdowns. He was 26 of 43, again, in that insane win over the Browns, 47-42. He looks like the best quarterback in the AFC. After last night's game, you could probably say that. He looks incredible. He has the arm talent. He's tall. He's got the arm strength. He's got everything. He can move a little bit, so would be insane. Also, he would be a strong quarterback, I believe, so he would get gunslinger. So Herbert could be the guy there. And then the second guy, he's not on the list here, but it is Kevin Byard. I can read you his stats. He had a fumble recovery. He returned that fumble for a touchdown, so he had a touchdown. He had 8 total tackles and an interception against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Completely dominant on defense this week. Actually, we can go over here and look. He was absolutely dominant against Jacksonville. Obviously, I mean, it is the Jaguars, but still, great performance there from Byard. It's not going to show the forced fumble here or the touchdown, but you can see here he had 8 tackles and an interception. But I promise you, he had a fumble recovery and a touchdown there. So Kevin Byard and Justin Herbert are my player of the weeks. Let's get into the legends. All right, guys, getting into the legends here, we have Clinton Portis as my first one. He had 145 yards and a touchdown against the Eagles in a win. He's my first option. He's a big enough legend to get it, and he also is like a small enough legend. Like, he's really like that mid-tier name. So I think Portis could easily get this. The next guy is going to be John Abraham from 2004. We come over here to 2004. John Abraham had 6 total tackles and 3 sacks in a win against Buffalo. The next guy actually is in 2004 as well. It's Andre Johnson. He had 12 catches. He had 12 catches, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Another 2 legends that their names aren't too big to where they couldn't get it, or too small where they couldn't get it. They're like right in the middle. They're big enough names to get these cards. Next guy's gonna be from 2003. It's Marvin Harrison. He had 11 total catches, 176 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Another guy is the guy right above him there who had an insane game and a loss, actually, but it was David Boston. He is the receiver. He was on the Chargers at the time. He had 14 catches for 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had an incredible week. So easily could be David Boston, but I'm going to take Marvin Harrison here as one of the options. And then we have to go way back here to 1993 to Eric Allen. He had a pick 6 in his win for the Eagles against the Jets. It was a 94-yard pick 6 as well. So Eric Allen here could also get it. And then 2 years back, or further back, we have Ricky Jackson, who had 3 total sacks in a win against Atlanta. And we have Darrell Green, who had 2 interceptions in a shutout win over the Eagles. So those are the legends. I hope Darrell Green gets it. It would be a really fun name to have in the game. He would be incredibly fast. He is a little short, but he would be so fast. He would probably have like 93, 94 speed. He'd be incredibly good. Also, Eric Allen, Ricky Jackson, some other good names there. So those are the legends. Those are my predictions for Team of the Week. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button. Comment down below what videos you guys want to see, and turn the bell on so you get notified whenever I upload. Check out yesterday's video going over the lineup update, and check out Saturday's video. I opened a Legends bundle for Vic and Woodson. It was actually pretty good. We got a bunch of full legend pulls, so make sure to check that out, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.